Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and we're here today with the look of the week. This was my favorite look that I did last week. It also happens to be like the least amount of products, the easiest one. No eyeshadow, no foundation, just super simple, easy peasy, but I really love the way it came out. The eyebrows with the mascara and the blush, I don't know, I just loved it. So I'm going to recreate it for you today since it was my favorite from last week. I also have some very exciting news to share. This was the look I wore when we closed on a house. Yes, I'll share as I'm putting on the makeup, but oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, let's get started. I did already put on eyebrows. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see how the concealer is gonna go on. So this is the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix Eye Brightener. I have the shade here called Crepe. I don't know why that word is just so weird to me for an under eye concealer. C-R-E-P-E is the word crepe, isn't it? Anyway, this is what it looks like. It's in a squeezy tube and it does come with like this little clear bulb on the end here, and you kind of just squeeze a little bit out. And I put the mirror way too far. You're just going to dab it here like this, or at least this is what I do. And I do layer it up though. I feel like it doesn't provide as much coverage as I would like in one coat. So I do pat it in with my fingers, and then I'll add some more as I feel I need it. And I've really been liking this. I feel like it is actually undetectable throughout the day. I can't see it, it doesn't crease, it doesn't settle, it doesn't give you that crepey look, it doesn't look like you're wearing concealer. I just absolutely love it. Like, look what that one little layer did. I think it's awesome, awesome, awesome. At first I thought I picked too light of a shade, but I feel like the shade works. Like, it works to neutralize, it works to cover up darkness. I can't really see that far, so I'm gonna get this little mirror. Hopefully you can still see what I'm doing. It's really thin. So I would say if you're going to layer it up to get more coverage, do a little bit at a time. Don't start with a whole bunch and then blend it. I would say do a couple of really thin layers, because if you do too much, it's just gonna go everywhere. It's really thin. You don't need to use that much either. I love it. Look how bright around my eye looks. I think it's awesome. And oddly enough, I was afraid that I was liking this too much, because my all-time favorite under eye concealer is the Tarte CC Under Eye Corrector. And every now and then I try something else, and if I like it just as much or more, I feel bad, because I'm like, no, that's my favorite one. But this one, I absolutely love it. I mean, I'll zoom in at the end so you can see how it's wearing, but I'm sure you can see it's not settling anywhere. You can't see that there's concealer under my eyes. I freaking love that concealer. I think it's wonderful. Wonderful. And I thought I had picked too light of a shade too, but I think it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's move on to the next step, the concealer. I'm still on this concealer, the Josie Maran Vibrancy Argan Oil Full Coverage Concealer Fluid. I have the shade Light. I can't get over it. This was languishing, collecting dust, rotting in my collection, and I pulled it out again and I was like, I might as well use that. I can't put it down. I've seriously used it every day since I pulled it out. It's so good, and I'm just going to use this as my coverage today. This is what I did the other day. And I wore this to a house closing. So if you watched my video I put up last year, my 35th birthday video, it was also a rant about life and societal pressures and following your own timeline and stuff like that, because I've heard for a long time, you know, every time I move, inevitably everyone wants to know how much you're paying in rent, because people have to know. And then when you tell them the amount, the first thing they say, you should buy a house. You could get a house for that amount. And I'm like, no, you can't. It's not that easy, which is what I had learned. So anyway, never wanted a house, never wanted to live in a house. I love moving, and I feel like a house is too permanent, and I just never was interested in it. But one day, a few months ago, I woke up, literally woke up in bed, opened my eyes, and I was like, I want to go look at houses today. And I went on Zillow and just found something. I found like a fantasy house. It was 5 bedrooms. It had this backyard that was, I would buy that house for the backyard. It had this studio that they built in the back. It looked like they were using it for ballet or for like homeschooling or something. It had light and electricity and everything set up in it. It had this shed that was amazing. The downstairs, it looks like they had remodeled it, but upstairs was like really dated. Carpet was trash. Like it just wasn't in the best shape for how much they were asking. But we went to look at it anyway because it was just a fantasy, you know? And anyway, there's the concealer, evens out the skin tone, doesn't do too much. I love this concealer. It's so good. Anyway, we went to look at that house and it kind of put a bug in my head. In my ear, a bug in my heart. I'm not saying the right phrase. What is it? It put a bug. I got bit by a bug? I don't know. I got bit by a house bug. We'll just go with that. And I immediately started looking all the time. I was on Zillow all the time looking. And we were also looking at different houses. We were going on tours. And each one I wanted more than the one before. And there was one that looked really good, but it had this wallpaper. And I will never get over the wallpaper that it had. Okay, the next thing I loved about this look, the Becca Hydra Mist and Refresh Powder. This was also a favorite from last week. I absolutely love this stuff. So anyway, I'm going to put this on right now. The wallpaper in that house was, I'm not even kidding, floor to ceiling in every room on every piece of wall. Even that like part of wall that's on top of cabinets, that little strip, wallpaper. And it was like the most dated design of wallpaper. Like literally when they built the house, they put that up and never took it down. That's the kind of design it was. And as much as I liked that house, it had a sunroom, it had a backyard that had a lot of potential. The wallpaper was just a deal breaker because it was going to be a pain to remove it. Anyway, we looked at another house, which is our house now, that was just right down the road from that one, and fell in love with it. It is 3 bedrooms and it has a really nice backyard. It has an addition, like they added on to the house, like this huge den. I'm guessing they called it a family room. No idea what to do with that room because it also has a living room, kitchen, a ton of counter space and cabinets, like just so nice. And you can tell that the owners took really, really good care of it and really cared about the house because the flooring was brand new. They did so much work to it and it was literally move-in ready. Like we went last night to go clean it, and I guess the only thing we had to do was just re-wipe stuff down. But I'm not joking you, there wasn't even dust in the house. Not even dust. I was wiping stuff down with like rags and little disinfecting wipes and looking at it and I was like, literally nothing. It was the weirdest thing. They took really good care of it and really, you know, set it up for the buyers to really move in right away. But they had put like leftover linoleum flooring on every drawer and shelf. So every drawer had linoleum stapled in there. So last night my boyfriend was trying to pop all of it off, and then I was cleaning all the surfaces, cleaning the floors and the baseboards. But I'm not joking you, like it was move-in ready. I could not believe there wasn't dust anywhere. It was the strangest thing. Anyway, so we got the keys on, when do we get the keys? Tuesday? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday that we got anyway, we got the keys earlier this past week and immediately went over there. We were like running around all crazy. We took the dog and we're so freaking excited. And it kind of just happened randomly. I don't know, because in that video I was ranting and raving about people pressuring you to buy a house because you're paying rent, and it was a whole thing, but it took 2 months from when we saw it to when we got the keys. You know, it wasn't an easy process. We had to provide all kinds of paperwork and we went in to sign a bunch of documents and stuff, and yeah, everything just fell into place. I did put it up here on my vision board though. Up there right now is just healthy food, money, and a house. And yeah, I am all about thoughts become things. It's like my thing. I truly believe it. I believe it 100%. So I don't know, I was just very positive about the whole thing, and it worked out, and we can start moving in. So we have until the end of June here at the apartment to move out. And right now it's, what day is it? May 30th. So we have the whole month to move, which is going to be so leisure and amazing. Like, I was so happy that it didn't overlap where we had to pay a house payment and an apartment payment. It didn't overlap like that. So it worked out perfectly. Anyway, let's move on to the next step of my favorite look this week. It was the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo from Fenty Beauty. I'm just gonna use the shade called Lightning Dust, which is this one. This one here called Fire Crystal is really pretty as well, but it has a lot of sparkle in it, and I didn't really want that sparkle. This one looks like it's just a matte powder, but it is a highlighter, and it's really, really pretty. So I'm just gonna put that on. I didn't have any bronzer on with this look, and I'm just gonna keep it like that, no bronzer. So I'm so excited. And it's a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms. And one of the funny things, it has a big shed outside. It has a garage. It has a backyard that it really zero-scaped, but they kept it up with it. Like, there's no weeds. It looks great. Like, they maintained it really, really well. And, we just have so many plans. We're so freaking excited. Like, it still seems so unreal because everything happened online. Literally, the only time I had to go in to physically sign a paper was the day of closing. Every single day before that was they would send stuff through the email and through this portal, and then we would just like do documents with an electronic signature. It was so weird. So none of it seemed like it was really happening. But look at this highlighter. I love it. It's glowy, but it's also subtle. Like, you can't see it on your skin either. Really, really, really pretty. And I just kind of put a little on the eyelid as well. There we go. And then next up was blush. I loved this part of this super simple look. The Dior Backstage Rosy Glow blush in the shade Coral. I love this blush so much. And it's gonna kind of, I think, pop a little bit with the shirt, maybe. So let me just put this blush on. I love this blush. Somebody had left me a comment. Why, I looked at this just now. Someone left me a comment the other day saying that the mirror for my Dior blush was really cloudy, and if there was a film on it. And there is a film on the one that was in that video, but this one I was looking at just now, and it's just dusty. But there's a film on it. And I keep forgetting to take it off. I don't know why, I just never do. I love it. Look how cool. I love this blush. So coral, so orange, but also not over the top. Or for me anyway. It might be over the top for you, but I love this color. Yeah, so over the next month, everything from back here is going to start clearing out. We're going to start moving our stuff over. And I'll be filming over there now. And it is 3 bedrooms, and it's gonna be really cool because we're each gonna get our own room. I know that sounds so weird for 2 grown adults to have their own room, but it's gonna be awesome. And my boyfriend's gonna have an actual office because he's been working from home since the pandemic, and it looks like he's gonna be working from home until further notice. It seems like they've kind of realized that the work he does can be done from home exclusively. So they said that most likely it's going to continue. So luckily he'll have a setup at home where he could just be by himself because his desk is literally right there where he works, and then this is where I do my makeup. So, and we're sharing one chair. Anyway, so he'll have his own room. I'll get my own area to have my makeup stuff and my skincare and some of my plants. The cat can be in there with me with this cat tower, and it's just mind-blowing that this actually happened. And it's crazy, and it was so fast, and it was so oddly easy. It was just so weird that it happened, and it was totally unexpected, not planned. Just literally, we bought this house on a whim. That's what I feel, but I feel like it was also the right. Like, it felt like the right house. It just felt really right. I don't know. I believe it was. Anyway, last step, mascara. This is going to be the Gucci L'Obscure mascara. I freaking love this mascara. Why did I show it to you like that? This is the mascara. I love it. I've talked about it. I did a review on it. We're just gonna put it on. This is one that once it runs out, I will buy again. Let me zoom in. I feel like I've zoomed in a lot for mascaras, but why not? Look at the skin. I think it looks so nice. The concealer with that powder. This powder has some magic in it. I absolutely love it. With that blush and that subtle highlight, I think it just looks great. Fresh, clean, easy peasy, just with some mascara. I love it. And this is what I wore that day we went to do closing. And I wore this specific makeup because it was easy and fast, and I didn't want to wear a lot of makeup that day because I was planning to do a video later and I wanted it to be easy to just remove or add stuff on top of to kind of change it up a little bit, and then I ended up really, really, really loving it. So there is that lash. I just love it. Build it up a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna put on the other one real quick and I will join you for, whoops, the end of the video. All right, that is it. That is the whole look. I absolutely love it. It's just so clean, so fresh, so springy. No foundation, no bronzer, no eyeshadow, but still made up and I think looking put together. So let me know what you think of this look, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. The moral of the story: do not give in to societal pressures. Live in an apartment your whole entire life if you want to. That was my intention, but this just kind of everything just fell into place. It was just the weirdest thing, and now we're moving and I still can't believe it. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I will see you later in another one. Goodbye.